Hi, my name is Lindy Booth from The Librarians, and this is my tweet out on Geek Nation. At Sanzocan. Okay. If you could do anything on the show, hashtag because magic, what's the one thing you'd want to do most? I think you're asking what magical quality I would like to have, and I'm going to take superpower into that too. So I think I would love to be able to fly. I'm terrified of heights, like super terrified of heights. They've made me climb up giant buildings on the show, and I don't like it. And John Larroquette is the only person who can talk me out of it. He's like held me in his arms while I've cried because of my fear of heights. So I think I'd like to be able to fly because I think then I could A, conquer that, and B, the idea of that bird's eye view of the world is really beautiful to me, despite my total fear of it. At Darling Nikki. Hey, Lindy Booth. Hey, Darling Nikki. What's your fave guilty pleasure to binge watch on TV? Thanks. You're welcome. My favorite guilty pleasure on TV has and always will be and always has been Survivor. I am an unapologetic Survivor nerd. I love that show so much. It's so important to me. I end up in like hour-long conversations about the ins and outs and the strategy and which person is doing which thing and what would I do if I were that person. And I'm actually involved in a super nerdy Survivor pool, which is basically like fantasy football, but I don't know anything about sports and neither do any of my friends, so it's all nerds all the time. Survivor is the most important thing on my DVR, and I would watch it every day if I could. I've seen every episode. I have really elaborate opinions about everything on it. John Cochran is my favorite winner. He has also weirdly and amazingly become a really good friend of mine. And I love Jeff Probst and anything and everything he ever does. He's basically a god to me, so that is my favorite binge on TV. At Ryan Bailey 25. Which character that you've played is the closest to you in real life? Cassandra is way smarter than me, so it's totally not her. I don't know. The closest to me in real life, I played a lot of people who murdered people, so it's probably not them. I also play a lot of people who die. It's definitely not them. I did a show called October Road and played a character named Pizza Girl, and she's probably the closest to me. She's a little weird, a little her own person. She doesn't care what other people think about her, which I don't really either. But she's sweet and she's nice and she's generous, and I like to think that I'm all those things. So I guess if I'm going to pick someone who's closest to me that I played, it's probably Pizza Girl. At Papa Doc 5656. A couple of the cast, I believe, are known for pulling pranks. So how is life on the set? We are a ridiculous group of people who all happen to get along really well. I have no drama stories for you, so if that's what you're looking for, the scoop, the dirt, I got no dirt. We all get along really well. As for pulling pranks, we are all constantly trying to make each other laugh when we shouldn't be. We are 98% of the time in total hysterics. Rebecca and I cannot look at each other in a take, in the eye directly, because we cannot do it without laughing, smiling, or making weird faces at each other. Working with John Larroquette, I would say every take he does is a prank. I feel like he is constantly trying to get us all to lose our shit, and we just try to fight it. I make this face a lot, which is my trying not to laugh face. It's like kind of a smile, not really a smile, more like this. I try to really look really serious. Doesn't work. But he's amazing. He refuses, I think, to say lines the same way twice, and it's hilarious. At Catix Moon Pie. Catix Moon Pie. Any anecdotes about how you got Cassandra's role? Yeah, I was really fortunate. I worked with Dean Devlin and John Rogers on a pilot like 5 years ago called Brain Trust. And so I had worked with those guys before, and I think they had some sort of knowledge about what I could do and would do and who I was. And so I went in and I read for Cassandra. It was just it was an audition, and I read the script and I loved it, and I could not wait to play this character. Even if it was just going to be for one audition, I was dying just to have the opportunity to try to say all of the words that she has to say. I went in and I did it, and it was great. And John Rogers has always told me, he said, you just came in and out-acted everyone else. And I was like, what does that even mean? Because like, who out-acts someone? And he was like, you said the words in the right order, and they meant something. And so my ability to say the words in the right order and mean something has allegedly got me this job. At ShemJ93. Hi, Lindy. Pretty as always. Thank you. How did you first get into acting, and what/who inspired you? I started acting without knowing what acting was. I didn't watch a lot of TV or movies growing up, but I was a real book nerd, and I loved reading, and I would sit with my sister and I would make her act out all of our favorite books together. And she is not an actress and hated me for it, but I made her and our next door neighbor Molly do all the plays, all the fairy tales. We were crazy. We made all our neighbors come and pay to watch us. And so I think I was inspired just by my love of books and my love of story, and I think actors are storytellers, and that's what we do. And so that's kind of how it started. And I didn't start professionally acting until I was in high school. My high school drama teacher was actually like a huge influence to me. She was the one who sort of said, you might be able to do this as a career if that's what you wanted to do. Her name was Ms. Barrett, and she was super, super supportive. And I think it's really important to have people who support you and who believe in you, and she was always one of those people to me. I guess who inspired me too, I always wanted to be Emma Thompson. She was it for me. Incidentally, she played Beatrice in Much Ado About Nothing in Kenneth Branagh's version. It's all coming full circle now. But I really did love her, and I kind of want to be like her, and I love the way her career has gone. I mean, she's a writer and a creator, and she's just an awesome, hilarious, body, amazing woman, and if I could be even a quarter of her, I would be super, super happy. Hi, at Scully Milagro. Everyone's name is so hard to pronounce. Hi, at Lindy Booth. Not difficult to pronounce at all. If you had the power to bring any fictional book character into our world, who would it be and why? This is an amazing question. I love the idea of fictional book characters coming to life. When John Rogers, our creator, first pitched it to me this year, I was like, that's amazing, because I am a super book nerd. I was a little kid, I would sit in a corner and hide away with my books, and it was, so the idea that books are coming to life is really like a dream come true to me. So if I could have any fictional character come to life, I've always said, I'm a huge Shakespeare nut. I would love to meet Beatrice from Much Ado About Nothing. I always thought that she and I would be really good friends. Incidentally, if I could play a Shakespearean character, she'd be the same one that I would want to play. I think we've got some stuff in common. I think that would be really cool. At Sandokan. Okay. Which of the fictionals do you think would have the most matches on Tinder? Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. It's a great question. It's also a big ha ha ha. Which of the fictionals do you think would have the most matches on Tinder? Okay. Of the fictionals on our show, Moriarty. Have you seen him? David Lee is a very handsome man. He would totally have a billion Tinder matches. I'm just gonna give him that compliment. He's just a handsome man. At Jack A. Jabone. Hi, at Lindy Booth. Is there an actor, actress, director that you always dreamed of working with or really want to work with? Yeah, there's a lot. Look, I love working. I love what I do. I love working with new people, actors, actresses, and directors, because I think I always learn something from all of them. A director that I would love to work with, I just want to work with Baz Luhrmann. I just love his movies. I love the dreamy love of cinema that he seems to have. Everything is so beautiful and glorious and happy, and I think living in that world for a while, though it would be an incredibly difficult job, I think, would really be fun, and I think I would love it, but I can't sing for crap. So it would have to be a not musical version of one of his movies. At Kelly in the house. Hey, Kelly. What is your favorite scenes or moments in season 1? My favorite season 1 episode had to have been the fairy tale episode. I had way too much fun. We all did, and I think it was the first episode where we actually got to like play and figure out who these characters were in other versions of themselves. And I know you all know that we see a lot of that now. We see a lot of like different versions of these characters, but I think the fairy tale one was the first time we really got to do it, and I loved fairy tales growing up. So the idea that Cassandra was Prince Charming was amazing to me. I love the fact that she was Prince Charming, and it was never brought up that was a weird person for her to end up being. I loved all those girls hitting on her. I thought it was hilarious and different and something that we hadn't seen on TV before. And I had a super great time doing it because I am very, very girly, and I loved the opportunity to play the hero. At Maria Donovan, what's your favorite band and what music is in your car right now? Okay, these are like two totally different questions because I think I have great taste in music. I listen to a lot of really cool bands. I'm a super cool girl. I listen to a lot of Arcade Fire and Metric and Stars. I'm Canadian, in case you didn't know. Those are all Canadian bands. I listen to a lot of Slow Club and Jack White, not the White Stripes, but definitely Jack White. Those are my favorites. That's Lucinda Williams. They're all. My car is a nightmare. My car is a living nightmare right now. I don't know what's happened, but I've turned into a pop princess, and I am obsessed, fully obsessed with Taylor Swift, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, One Direction. I mean, like, hang my head in shame. I hate myself. It's totally okay. But those songs are really catchy, and I love them, and I cannot drive anywhere without them, and I'm not afraid to open the windows and sing at the top of my lungs, totally tone deaf. It's a nightmare. Everyone around me hates me, but I can't stop listening to them right now. Sometimes it's like I have a full-on diet of candy right now, and I just can't stop it. I have cavities. It's terrible, but that's what I listen to in my car. It's my shame hole, my car. I just drive, and I just geek out on total pop music. It's embarrassing. I hope you still like me. I do. At Film Freako. Loved you in Kick-Ass 2. Do you like all the comic book movies that are coming out? Which would you want to be in? I do. Thank you for liking Kick-Ass 2. I had the time of my life shooting it. I was a huge fan of the first one. And walking on set and seeing Aaron in Kick-Ass's costume and Chloe done up as Hit Girl was amazing. It was like a dream come true. It's literally like walking into one of your favorite movies. So it was super cool. Do I like comic book movies that are coming out? Yeah, I do. They're great. They're so much fun. They're so exciting. And I feel like movie tickets are so damn expensive. I feel like I'm getting my money's worth when I go and see one of those movies. Which one would I want to be in? Oh, I get this question, this like, if you could be a superhero, which one would you want to be? I've got it. Nailed it. Poison Ivy. Redhead. Also hasn't been done in a while. Also, I like a little bit of evil. I want to play a bad girl. So Poison Ivy is the character I would like to play. At Lindy Booth Club. Well, that's easy to pronounce. How do I feel about having a fan base? It's awesome. Thank you, at Lindy Booth Club. You're amazing, and I'm super happy that you're my fan base. No, it's great. We do this because we want people to watch what we're doing, because, I have this theory that art isn't art until someone else has watched it. And so for me, making a TV show, what I do doesn't mean anything unless someone else is watching it and someone else is enjoying it. And I think, our librarians fans are so incredible and so supportive, so amazing. And I know that there's a bunch of you out there who have followed me since I was a teenager, and it means the world to me. It really does. It's amazing. I feel really blessed. I feel really happy. Thank you. Hi, fan base. Hi, I'm Lindy Booth, and this has been my tweet out on Geek Nation. Thank you so much for all your questions. Thank you so much for taking the time to write in, and I hope I answered them appropriately and interestingly. You can catch me on The Librarians on TNT at 8 o'clock on Sunday nights, and follow me on social media. I'll answer more questions. Maybe, why not? At Lindy Booth, and on Instagram at Really Lindy Booth. Really Lindy Booth. Thanks, guys.
Out.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward.
It seems great. I totally trust you. I feel like I'm just talking to myself. I feel like I'm just like having a full-on crazy person conversation with myself. Okay.